So this is my Hour by Myself video number 1. And what I did today was I left from the place we were staying and took a bus down to the train station. And from there I bought my train ticket to get to where we're going this weekend. And then I exchanged currency. And my original plan was to take the bus and buy all 3 of my tickets that I would need for this upcoming weekend, but that changed along the way, and I'll explain. Okay. When I first got on, or when I was first walking to the bus stop by myself, which I'd never walked to the bus stop in this location by myself before, we always do that in a group, I first had to really think about which way to go because I normally just follow everybody else, and so I actually had to think on my own on how to get there. And then I wasn't sure which bus to take, so I tried to look at the spinny thing at the bus stop to figure out where each bus would be going, but I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't really read it because of the language and whatnot. So I waited at the bus stop for a couple minutes, and then when the first bus came, I just asked the bus driver if this bus went to the train station, and he said yes, kind of in like a duh way, but so I said okay, and so I got in the bus, and I said I needed 1 ticket, and I paid for it, and it was actually less money than I had originally planned on it being, which was good news. So I went and sat down towards the back, and there weren't a lot of people on the bus. And one thing that I noticed when I was on it is that because I was by myself, I was really paying more attention to the city. I was noticing buildings that I hadn't really noticed before, and the architecture and the flowers, and really even on a rainy day how beautiful it was. And I just hadn't really noticed these things before because once we all get in a group, you kind of talk and don't notice what's around you. So then made it to the train station, which I have never been on a train before at all. Therefore, I've never bought a train ticket. Obviously never been in this building before, so I went in, and they had little machines where you could buy tickets, and I didn't see any other line or place right away to go to buy tickets. So I first went to the machines, and I had all of my trains that I was supposed to get written down with the numbers, times, prices, because I'm a planner, that's what I do. And so I went to the machine and changed it to English and managed to find my way through it. And the price was way cheaper than I had written down from looking it up online. And I also could not specify a specific train or time. So then I started getting worried because I didn't want to buy this ticket if it was going to be the wrong thing. Since we're traveling in a group especially, I didn't want to get the wrong ticket. So then I started getting nervous, like, what if I buy this and I end up in the wrong city, or then I am on a different train than everybody else. So, and even besides that, then I looked over, and the money that I had wouldn't even go in the machine. So I looked around in the area in the train station and saw a line. So I went over there, got in line to talk to a person about it. And when I got up there, I explained to her what I needed, and at first she looked a little confused because of the language, but then she got what I was saying, and I got a student discount, and then she also actually gave me a round trip ticket, and I really only needed a one-way ticket to Bruges, but she said that it was cheaper to buy the round trip, so just to do that, which I didn't know, obviously, because I've never done it before, so I learned that for sure, and she was really nice and friendly. And then I asked if I could buy the other 2 tickets to Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam back to Maastricht, and she said it would be cheaper to just buy it when I get there. So I held off, and I just bought the 1 ticket, and she was really friendly, and it went better than I had thought, and I felt comfortable with buying the tickets. Then I needed to exchange currency, and so I went right next door, And when I went in there was a man at the station next to me, and he was talking really loud, and I could hardly hear the teller, and she was like whispering and could hardly hear me, and it was kind of distracting. And I asked about the fee for exchanging, and she told me it would be $3.25, and she was kind of like, what do you want? And so I told her what I wanted, and the money that I got back from what I exchanged was less than I had thought it would be, but I think it's just because I wasn't thinking about how I would actually get less back because I was exchanging more money, and so it just seems like more drastic of a change. But it went really quick too, and went well, and yeah, so that was that. I felt like in the beginning of before doing this assignment that it would be kind of dumb to go do this, because even though I'd never been on a train or bought train tickets, it was like, well, it's not a big deal. How is this putting me out of my comfort zone? But I noticed how even if I have a plan, and even if I don't feel very nervous, how due to like the language barriers and not having a cell phone to get in contact with people, like the other people in our group, to make sure that I had the right tickets or was in the right spot, that so much could go wrong along the way. But I think it showed me that I am an independent person and I can handle myself and figure it out. And I think really by being calm and friendly and smiling and being nice, that it was it went better than I had thought it would throughout the whole time. And with my global competencies, which are adapting to situations of change, gaining new knowledge from experiences, and interacting with people who hold different interests, values, or perspectives, I think really I could relate something that happened today to all three. So adapting to situations of change, for one, I had planned on buying all 3 tickets, and I only ended up with 1, but I adapted to it, which ended up being a better thing because now I'll be spending less money, hopefully, when I buy the tickets. I just hadn't realized how you buy train tickets before. Gaining new knowledge from experiences, well, once again, I've never bought those tickets before or been in this city on the public transport alone or anything. So now I think I kind of figured out the system a little bit. And then interacting with people who hold different interests, values, or perspectives. Obviously, interacting with people from Maastricht and who speak Dutch normally, I had to make sure that I was explaining myself well. And I really tried to cut out words that I don't need, that kind of confuse people, and just kind of get to the basics, which I think is helpful too for helping them to figure out what I really want and need. So I think I hit on all the points here. I think it went well overall. Next time I would really like to push myself a little further. At least now I can start planning ahead a little more, that I know the time frame of when I need to get it done, and I really want to step outside my comfort zone a little more and interact with people on a more personal level rather than just interactions buying something. So.